Hello everyone and welcome to the continuation of our video tutorial. Okay, so this time we will try to create table, and of course we will try to describe the structure of the table. But before that, we'll just try to create new database as what we have tried before in our previous session. So let's try to create a new database first. So let's create database my sample db. Okay, so let's show our databases. Okay, so this time before you can create table inside your database, you need to use it first. Okay, so use database, use and then database name, use my sample db. Okay, so database change. So now let's try to show the tables inside your database. Show tables. Of course, it's empty. Okay, show tables. Okay, so now let's try to create database. A table. Okay, so just use the create table keyword. So create table and then your preferred table name. So example, uh, let's say students. Okay, students. Create table students. Okay, and then we are going to specify the field names. Okay, so this can be in a single line or in multiple lines. Okay, so create table students. So and then the first field name would be id, or let's say student id. Okay, and then um varchar. Okay, varchar, let's say 20 characters. When you say varchar, okay, we have also car. We have different um, data types in MySQL, but in terms of string or in characters, or let's say um, yes, string. Okay, if you want to store string, you can use varchar or car. However, there are differences between the two. Okay, in terms of varchar, you need to you need not to save 20 example, if you set it as 20 characters, you don't need to save 20 characters in your database. However, if you use car, you need to complete the 20 characters. So example, if the id number is just like 12 dash 1 2 3 4 5, so there are only 8 characters, so your database will automatically fill out the data field, or the field, okay, or the the column with spaces to complete the 20 characters. So it will consume more space. Okay, so for me, in my databases, I only use varchar instead of car. Okay, so student id varchar, and then not null. Okay, not null, it means you don't allow null values. This will serve as your primary key for this table. Okay, so varchar 20 not null. Okay, and then of course we have your, let's say, name. Okay, and then varchar, let's say 50. Okay, and then also not null. Okay, we also have, let's say, course. Okay, so this is not a normalized table. So because I will put course here. Okay, so this is a normalized table. Later we will also discuss normalization. Okay, so course, and then varchar, let's say 50. If this will be normalized, okay, the course here will be course id, because you will just get the course id of a certain course from another table. So again, I repeat, this is uh, a table that is not yet normalized. Okay, so varchar 50 not null, and then let's say age int not null. So the age is int, so you don't need to specify the number of characters. Okay, not null. And then to set this one as your primary key, okay, you will put it here, primary key, and then your primary key would be your student ID. Okay, afterwards I will also teach you how to create a table with primary key in a different way. So instead of putting your primary key on the last line of your statement, you can just include it in the line of like student ID varchar 20 not null primary key. See? So I will demonstrate also how to do that afterwards. So let's try this one. Okay, so now let's try to show show tables, sorry. Show tables. Okay, so we have students table. Now, how will you describe or how will you check the structure of this table? So there are two ways. Okay, we have desk and then table name. Desk for describe, desk, and then the table name. So desk is students. Okay, so as you can see there, so student ID was set as your primary key. Okay, during the table creation. So age int 11. Okay, so also I will try to show you also the other way on how to create a table with primary key. Okay, so I will also do the same structure. Okay, but I will just make a different table name. So I will use my up arrow key to go to the previous statement. So let's say create table students 2. Okay, and then student ID primary key, sorry, not null, primary key. Okay, primary key. So I will set it here that student ID is your primary key. So you don't need to set it again in the last part of your last line, sorry, of your statement. Okay, so student ID varchar not null, name varchar, course, and then age. Sorry, there should be no more comma between the age and the primary key, because primary key at the end should not be included anymore. So let's try it. Okay, I will just make it an error. So I will repeat it. Student okay, students 2 primary key, and then sorry, I will repeat it again for the last time. Okay, course, and then not null, and then this time we will now end our uh, statement. So if you notice there, you have open parenthesis after students 2, and then there should be a pair at the end of your statement after age int not null. Okay, in here. Okay, in this part. Okay, so let's try it. Now let's try to describe also. Let's try to compare the two tables. So desk, students, the first table first, and then desk, students 2. Okay, so if you compare the two tables, they are the same. Okay, we created them in different ways, but they have the same structure. Okay, so it's up to you on how you put your primary key in a table. Okay, so that's how you create a table. just need to use the create table command. Okay, so I hope you have learned something from this video. Oh, I forgot. You can also use in describing the structure of your table, aside from desk, table name, you can also use show columns from table name. So example, show columns from students. Okay, there. So it's up to you if what statement or command will you use in displaying the structure of your table, or their desk, student name, or show columns from table name. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you have learned something from this session. Thank you very much.